Hey class, Hank here. Today I'm going to describe a waiting room that I was in a few weeks ago. I had to go to a doctor's appointment to have an MRI done. So this is the MRI waiting room that I'm going to describe. So the first thing I see when I walk through the door is a counter, like a normal waiting room. There's a counter, a windowed counter with someone behind it, probably a radiology tech or a medical receptionist. She was wearing scrubs and she was smiling as soon as I walked through the door. She was very pleasant. She asked for my information. I gave it to her. She confirmed who I was and what time my appointment was. And then she told me to have a seat and the radiologist would be with me. So I said, okay. I smiled and nodded, and then I walked and sat down in the waiting room. So the waiting room was very small. There was only about four chairs in the waiting room. The chairs were like a bluish color with some dots in the blue. The walls were a white or opaque colored walls, normal for a medical waiting room. There's one painting on the wall. It was an abstract painting, kind of like a Jackson Pollock-esque type painting. There was a pamphlet holder with like medical information in it. In the corner next to the chairs, there was an end table. On the end table, there was a lamp and some magazines. Next to that end table, there was a ficus tree. I don't know if it was real or fake, but it was just sitting there being all happy. So I didn't communicate with anybody else. There was nobody else in the waiting room. Um, so it wasn't. I was only in there for about 5 minutes when the radiologist stepped in and said they were ready for me to go back. So I think the waiting room was set up in a way that they don't have a lot of people in and out, so they only needed four chairs. So it kind of it's got some information there for you to entertain yourself, but it does. You're not there to be entertained. You're there to just get in and get out. So now I'm going to answer the two questions that were presented. The first one is, can you communicate without speaking? I would say yes, you can communicate without speaking. Body language and gestures go a long way as far as communication goes. However, you can't have a conversation really without speaking unless you're using stuff like sign language. The second question was, how do I communicate? Well, I would say I do communicate with both body language as well as verbally. I like to talk to people actually, so like I keep a very open posture when I'm out in public, as well as when I'm meeting new people. I like to smile a lot when I'm in public, so I am approachable and communicative. But you can come and communicate with me. So there it is. That answers all the questions, and it gives you a brief description of that waiting room. Thank you so much.